Hey, and welcome back to How to Do Whatever. Today I'm really excited because I just opened a package. It's from a friend of mine who sent me some of her leftovers from her Halloween makeup. And that is basically really serious stuff, so there's a lot of things in there that I've never worked with ever before. Anyways, I've been thinking about what to do, and as it is Halloween stuff that she sent me, I can't really do anything Christmassy. Well, I'll think about it, but I thought about the time being, and just this Wednesday, Germany decided to go in another lockdown, so yay, stuck at home. It's the coronavirus spreading worldwide, and when I first heard about corona, I was actually thinking about the Black Death, the illness that killed about 1/3 of the human being back in the 13th century. I hope that the coronavirus doesn't do as much, not even close, hopefully. But of course, due to the modern life, it's spreading way easier than back then in the 13th century because, well, we do have airplanes now. Anyways, I decided to make the plaque, and I have been searching the internet and I couldn't really find a picture how it really looked like. As of my knowledge now, it's probably not right, but the plague was a disease that's been transported through rats. Well, not really through rats, but through the fleas on rats. So the fleas went from the rat to the human, and they stung the human, and that's how the disease came to the human. Well, it's a disease which is quite deadly, as you probably know, and why it's called Black Death is because eventually the lymph nodes get really huge. It gets like blisters on them, which eventually burst, and they are really black. So that's what I'm going to do. Really happy video, yay! Alright, so let's jump in. I've been already in the kitchen creating these ones. I'll show you now how I did them. I got a glass, then I poured in 4 tablespoons of gelatin, 2 tablespoons of glycerin or glycerol, and 4 tablespoons of water. I stirred everything together and then microwaved it for about 7 seconds. Just get sure that every little crumb is dissolved. I always add some skin color as in makeup to it, and I also add some hand balm just to make it less stinky. You will need to have a consistency which is like honey when it's hot. Then just pour it on a surface in that shape you want, and then just wait for it to harden up. And here we go. Yeah, this is a big one. As I've been reading up, it's about up to 10 centimeters big, these blisters. And I'm going to put them right where my lymph node on the neck is. And then I've got some smaller ones just to put around. I'm using some eyelash glue just to apply them and stick them to my skin because, well, they need to stick to my skin. This one is supposed to be really big and bendy, so I'm going to take a cotton pad, just placing it underneath. So I'm just going to place it like this, with the cotton pad underneath, just in that area, so it's nice and sticking out, even if I paint it, so it actually looks like I've got a really huge neck. Do you know that if you use any glue, it most likely sticks to your hand than where it's supposed to be? So yeah, happens. So here we go, that's the first one. And I'm going in with the other ones as well. And I'm letting everything dry for a little bit.
Later.
Alright, so here we go. It's nice and sticking firmly now. I did actually put this one from here up here because, well, it it didn't really stick up here. And I'm going to use a normal sponge, cover the blisters with that yellow. So just going in and dabbing it on the blisters. Then I'm choosing some light red and I'm just slightly going around the edges. Alright, so here we go. I'm going in now with the black. So I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to go in with the black, putting it in between, like around here. I'm mixing it with the dark red. Just putting it around the edges. Well, I actually did go in with some blood veins here, just to make it more realistic and more, well, sticking out basically. But this is not dark enough yet, so I'm going in with another layer of black, going in between here. And I'm taking the brush again. Just working it in around the edges. I'm going to draw some lines on top of the blister as well. And I'm going in with some more red, just in between here. I'm now going to use some white, and I'm going to put the white right on top of here, so they look even more realistic. Using some fake blood for the in-between areas. Trying to glue that on again, because it kind of gets loose all the time.
Meanwhile,
in the meanwhile, while that glue is drying, I went in and I colored my face a little so I look nice and sick. So to do that, just grab the colors that I just had, like black, reddish, sick color. It's more like a dark purplish look. And I'm just going underneath the eyes and on my eyelids, and I'm using my fingers to just smudge it around So just put some color in and then just blend it out. Also around the nose and underneath the nose, just make it a little bit darker. Have some lines in your face as well, just so you look really sick. Because if you have just a round somewhere sitting in your face, it looks really like drawn on. But if your entire face looks sick, of course it is more realistic.
Right, that's with the big one still hanging on. The big one doesn't want to glue anymore, so I'm going to remove it. And I'm just going to cover in the edges. And I'm going to pick some liquid latex and I'm just going to cover the entire area. I'm now going to pick my brush, and it has got an angled
preview,
and I'm just going to rip something in it, trying to go underneath the edges. And I'm going to cover the entire latex thing which is outside of it, so it matches the surrounding. And I'm going to go in with another brush in that dirt yellow and covering the entire inside. I'm going around it with black again, and I'm just going underneath the latex. I'm going in there with some white, just to give it a little bit more dimension. Going around it with black again. And I'm going to rip the round a little bit more. So it's actually nice and hanging out. Alright, so here we go. Just to make it extra gross, I'm going in with some blister gel, and I'm just going to pick some up and just put it here, so it's actually going to, well, run down out of that blister, so it actually looks like a real blister exploding. I'm just putting in some fake blood as well. And here we go. I hope you're all safe. Stay home and stay healthy. And if you want to see more of that, subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications. And see you next time. Bye!